Ordinary differential equations. This is lecture 9 and today we are going to talk about non-homogeneous linear ordinary differential equations with constant coefficients. The general form of non-homogeneous linear differential equation of nth order is this, where it is nth order because the highest derivative is nth derivative dny by dxn term is the highest derivative term. It's a degree 1 equation because its power is 1. Here the coefficients k1, k2, kn are constants. That's why we are saying that it is with constant coefficients, and it is non-homogeneous. That means the right hand side x is a non-zero, okay, either a constant or a function of x. This equation in operator form can be written as function operator on y equal to x, where fd is the functional differential operator which is given by this equation, where this capital D is the differential operator d by dx. Okay, so d square is d2 by dx square and d power n is dn by dxn. So this we have already talked in the last lecture, and we already said that the complete solution of this non-homogeneous differential equation is y is equal to complementary function plus particular integral, and where complementary function is the solution of the homogeneous equation and particular integral is one particular solution of the non-homogeneous equation. So if we have to solve a non-homogeneous equation, then we have to first solve the corresponding homogeneous system and find the complementary function, and then for the non-homogeneous system we have to find one particular solution which we call particular integral, and then the sum complementary function plus particular integral, it becomes the complete solution of the differential equation. So we have already talked about how to calculate complementary function in the last lecture. So in this lecture we'll talk about how to calculate the particular integral when a non-homogeneous differential equation is given. Okay, so first we define the inverse operator. The operator 1 over function of d is termed as the inverse operator of f of d. Okay, so if you have a functional differential operator, then 1 over f of d is the inverse operator of this function. Okay, so we have to find one particular solution of the non-homogeneous equation, and that one particular solution we can calculate using this theorem. Tells us what will be that one particular solution. So this theorem says that show that 1 over fd, this 1 over operator, this inverse operator, when operated on the capital X, is a particular integral of the differential equation f dy is equal to x. Okay, where this x is nothing but the right hand side of the non-homogeneous system. So if you are given a differential equation which is non-homogeneous, f d operated on y is equal to x, then this differential equation has a particular integral given by 1 over f of dx. That means the inverse operator operated on the capital X. Okay, first we'll prove that this is true. Okay, so let you are given a non-homogeneous differential equation f dy is equal to x, where this non-homogeneous differential equation is with constant coefficients. Okay, so let us substitute this inverse operator. If this is a particular integral of this non-homogeneous system, that means if this is a solution of this, that it must satisfy this. So if we substitute this 1 by operator of x in the differential equation, then we find that this, if we substitute y as 1 over f dx, then fd times y is 1 by f dx equals to x, and this holds true, x equals x, because operator operated on its inverse operator is 1. Okay, so that means this 1 by operator or the inverse operator on x, it satisfies the non-homogeneous system. That means it's a solution of this, and because it do not contain any arbitrary constant, so it's a particular solution or particular integral. Okay, so this is a particular integral of non-homogeneous system because it contains no arbitrary constant. Okay, so it's a particular solution. So this is what we want to prove, that if you given a non-homogeneous system, and because we have to find out one particular integral of this, then one particular integral is 1 over the operator on x, okay, or the inverse operator operated on the right hand side. That will be a particular integral. Now only thing we are left with is to solve this and find a solution. Okay, so to solve this, it depends on how your capital X is, what your capital X is. Okay, so there are different cases, and before that I am going to give you two more results, okay, which will help us in solving this right hand side particular integral. So first theorem says that show that 1 over dx operated on x is integral x dx. Okay, so because d is the derivative, so 1 by d is nothing but integral. Okay, so inverse operator of derivative is integral. Okay, so to prove this, let this 1 by d operated on x be equal to y. Okay, so we'll prove that y is also equal to this integral. So if this is true, if we operate both sides with the derivative, okay, so if we take derivative on both sides of this, then it will be d of 1 by d of x is equal to d of y. Okay, and 1 by d is inverse of d, so it will be 1, so it will be x is equal to dy, and d is dy by dx. Okay, and d is dy by dx, so it becomes a dy by dx x. Okay, and we know that it's a first order, first degree ordinary differential equation, and we know how to solve it. We can separate the variable because capital X is a function of x only, so it's a variable separable form. So we can separate the variable, and then we can integrate both sides to find a solution. So y is equal to integral x dx. Okay, so that's what we want to prove. 1 by dx is x, y, and y is this integral, so that means 1 by operator d on capital X is nothing but integral x dx. Okay, so you can remember this result, that 1 by d is nothing but the integration of function. Okay, the second theorem says that show that 1 over d minus a when operated on x, it is equal to e power ax integral of capital X e power minus ax dx. Okay, so this result, okay, with a0 it reduces to the first theorem. Okay, if a0 it is 1 by dx, and a0 exponential is 1, this exponential is 1, so it is integral x dx. Okay, so is the general formula. So we'll prove this one again, that let y be, this left hand side 1 by d minus a x is y. Okay, so in this case let us operate both sides with d minus a. So d minus a operated on this left hand side equal to d minus a operated on y, and so it is operator and 1 by operator, so it becomes 1. So x equals d minus a into y, and so that means d minus a y equals x, and d is d by dx, so it becomes a linear differential equation of first order, first degree, and so it's Leibniz differential equation, and we know how to solve it. For this we first calculate the integrating factor, and integrating factor is e raised to power integral p dx, where p here is minus of a. Okay, so integrating factor is e raised to power integral minus a dx, which is e raised to power minus of ax. Okay, so if we have the integrating factor, then the solution of this Leibniz equation is the dependent variable, which is y, times integrating factor, which is e power minus ax, equals to integral of the right hand side x into e raised to power minus ax dx. Okay, so this is the solution, and so if we take e raised to power minus ax on other side, then y is calculated as e raised to power ax integral x e raised to power minus ax dx. Okay, so we suppose the left hand side equal to y, and then we prove that y is equal to the right hand side. So 1 over operator where it is 1 by d minus a on x is nothing but e raised to power ax integral x e minus ax dx. Okay, so you can remember this formula. Okay, so 1 over this operator where this is linear operator. Okay, so this inverse operator where denominator is a linear function on x is can be calculated by this simple integration. So now based on what capital X is, there are different types or some rules to find the particular integral. So we'll talk about one by one on them and we'll take some examples also. So far we said that the particular integral of the non-homogeneous function f dy is equal to x is nothing but 1 over operator on x. Okay, where this f d operator is this function. Okay. So the case one is when this capital X is a exponential function. Okay. So in this non-homogeneous differential equation, when the right hand side function is a exponential function of the form e raised to power alpha x, then what happens to this particular integral? How to calculate this particular integral? So if this capital X is e raised to power alpha x, then if you calculate different derivatives of this, then you will find that the first derivative of d of x means derivative of exponential, which is alpha e raised to power alpha x. Okay, so d of x is alpha e raised to power alpha x. Similarly, if we calculate the second derivative, so it will be alpha square e power alpha x, and so on, and the derivative will be alpha power n e power alpha x. Okay, and so that this operator, if we calculate the f of d operated on capital X, then f of d operated on capital X means f of d operated on exponential. That means f of d is this whole thing operated on capital X, and this we have calculated here. So if we substitute, it will be this polynomial multiplied with e power alpha x, and this polynomial, if you see, it is nothing but f of alpha. Okay, if d is replaced with alpha, it is the same thing. Okay, so f of d e power alpha x is nothing but f of alpha e power alpha x. Okay, so now if I operate on both sides of this equation with the 1 by fd, then 1 by fd of this left hand side equals 1 by fd of this right hand side, and f alpha is a constant, so f alpha goes outside, so I can write that e power alpha x is f alpha 1 over fd e power alpha x. Okay, because left hand side 1 by fd becomes 1, and here f alpha goes outside, and because uh, if f alpha is non-zero, then I can divide with this, and then I will have 1 by fd e power alpha x is 1 by f alpha e power alpha x, which is will be true only if f alpha is non-zero. Okay, so this is one result. Okay, so 1 over fd on e power alpha x, okay, which is this particular integral. Okay, if right hand side function is exponential, then the particular integral is nothing but 1 by f alpha e power alpha x. Okay, so that means if I put d as alpha, then I can calculate the particular integral directly, provided the denominator is non-zero. If the denominator is 0, that means if f alpha is 0, then alpha will be a root of fd. Okay, so I take this case also. If f alpha is 0, then alpha is a root, that means d minus alpha is a factor in this fd operator. Okay, d minus alpha we can take outside, and so that this f of d can be written as d minus alpha times some function of d. Okay, and so this 1 by fd of x, it can be written as 1 over this of x, where x is e power alpha x. Okay, so 1 by operator on exponential is 1 over this operator on exponential, and because if phi d is non-zero, then the same rule applies. Okay, and so I can write here phi of alpha, that means d is substituted as alpha here. Now 1 by phi alpha is a constant, it goes outside, and it will be 1 by d minus alpha on exponential, and the theorem we just did, that 1 over linear operator d minus alpha on any function is exponential integral x into exponential, so we can utilize that. So 1 by phi alpha is outside, and 1 by d minus alpha on exponential means e power alpha x integral this capital X into e raised to power minus alpha x dx, and because this is 1 inside the integral, exponential will cancel out, so integral of dx will be x, so we'll have x e power alpha x, provided phi alpha is non-zero. and phi alpha is nothing but f dash alpha. If I differentiate this equation with respect to d and substitute alpha, then you will find that f dash alpha is nothing but 5 alpha. So this 1 by phi alpha is nothing but f dash alpha. Okay, so 1 by f dash alpha x e power alpha x, provided phi alpha is non-zero, that means phi alpha means f dash alpha is non-zero. So this is second result, that if f alpha is 0, then this particular integral is nothing but the x is multiplied and the denominator derivative at alpha. Okay, so if this denominator is 0, then we multiply with an x and take derivative of denominator and then substitute it as the value alpha here. Okay, so in general, if you are given a non-homogeneous differential equation with this right hand side capital X as the exponential function, then its particular integral can be calculated as 1 by f d e power alpha x, and we can substitute d as alpha, and it will become 1 by f alpha e power alpha x. This will be the particular integral if f alpha is non-zero. If f alpha is 0, then the particular integral is nothing but if we multiply with x and take derivative of denominator and then put d as alpha. Okay, provided this new denominator is non-zero. If this denominator is also 0, if f dash alpha is 0, the process is continued. That means we multiplied with another x, so we multiply with x square and take one more derivative of denominator and then put d as alpha. Okay, provided thus this new denominator is non-zero. If this denominator is also 0, then we multiply with another x, so it becomes x cube e power alpha x and third derivative at alpha. Okay, and so on. This process continues until we get a non-zero number in the denominator. Okay, say for example, say find the complete solution of the differential equation d square plus 5d plus 6 operated on y equal to e power 2x. Okay, so it's a non-homogeneous because of this right hand side, second order ordinary linear differential equation with constant coefficients. The complete solution is complementary function plus particular integral. For complementary function, we have to solve the homogeneous system. Okay, and for the homogeneous system, first we write the characteristic equation, and now we know that characteristic equation for this system is m square plus 5m plus 6 equal to 0. Okay, so I'm writing it directly. For details, you can visit and see the previous lecture on how to write this and how to calculate the complementary function. Okay, so m square plus 5m plus 6 equal to 0 is the characteristic equation. We will find its two roots. So m value minus 2 and minus 3 are two roots. Both are real and distinct. So we can write the complementary function as c1 e raised to power minus 2x plus c2 e raised to power minus 3x. Okay, so this we have done up to here in the last lecture. The second thing we need to calculate is the particular integral, and now we said that particular integral of a non-homogeneous differential equation is 1 by operator on the right hand side. So 1 by this function, 1 by d square plus 5d plus 6 operated on e power 2x, because fd is d square plus 5d plus 6. Okay, so particular integral is 1 over d square plus 5d plus 6, this operator part, and operated on the right hand side function which is e power 2x. And this first result says if x is exponential, then we try and substitute d as alpha. Alpha is 2 here, so if we put d value as 2 here, if it is non-zero, it becomes the particular integral. So if we put d as 2, it is 4 plus 10 plus 6, so it is 20. Okay, so 1 by 20 e power 2x, and because this is non-zero denominator, so it becomes the particular integral, and the complete solution or general solution of this differential equation is complementary function plus particular integral. So right, so we can write complete solution as c1 e power minus 2x plus c2 e power minus 3x plus 1 by 20 e power 2x. Okay, so this becomes the general solution. Let us take one more example. Say find the complete solution of this third order differential equation where right hand side is this exponential functions. So first thing we need to calculate is the complementary function, and for that we have to write the characteristic equation, which is m cube minus 6m square plus 11m minus 6 equal to 0. Okay, and then find its roots. So they are polynomial of third order, so we have three roots here. So write the roots, and because roots are real and distinct, so complementary function is constant exponential of first root plus constant exponential of second root plus constant exponential of third root. So c1 e power x plus c2 e power 2x plus c3 e power 3x. Okay, so easily we can write this complementary function. Now the particular integral is 1 by operator on the right hand side. Operator is this d cube minus 6d square plus 11d minus 6. So 1 over this operated on this right hand side function. Okay, so 1 by the operator d cube minus 6d square plus 11d minus 6 operated on this right hand side, which is e power 2x plus e power minus 3x. So 1 by operator on first plus 1 by operator on second. Okay, so by linearity, operator on sum is sum of operator on functions. Okay, so now this 1 by fd on e power 2x. So rule says we try and put d as 2. Okay, and see if it is 0 or non-zero. Similarly in this case alpha is minus 3, so we try and put d as minus 3 and see if it is 0 or non-zero. Okay, so we already calculated roots here 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so if we put 2 here, definitely it is going to be 0, but if we put minus 3, it is going to be non-zero because minus 3 is not a root. Okay, so in the first case, if we put d as 2, you will get a 0 in the denominator. So we have to apply rule that we will multiply with the x and take derivative of the denominator. So denominator derivative is 3d square minus 12d plus 11. Okay, and here if we put d as minus 3, it will give a non-zero value. Okay, so you can easily calculate, multiply with the x, take derivative of denominator, which is 3d square minus 12d plus 11. Okay, derivative of this exponential minus put the d value minus 3 in this, so it is non-zero, which is 1 by 120. So this part is solved. Okay, for this part, note that we have multiplied x here and not inside here. Okay, this is 1 by operator operated on exponential. If we multiply or add x here, then this operator will be applied on x times exponential, but that is not true. Okay, so we are multiplying x on the left side and 1 by operator on exponential. Now rule says again put d is equal to 2. Okay, so if it is 0, then multiply with another x and take derivative. If it is non-zero, then you have a result. Okay, because 2 is not a repeated root, definitely it is going to be a non-zero number. Okay, so if you put 2 here, it will be 12 plus 11 minus 24. Okay, so that's minus 1. Okay, so this is the value of the particular integral, and then the complete solution will be complementary function plus this particular integral. So we can easily write the complete solution complementary function plus particular integral. So this was case A, where the right hand side capital X is a exponential function. Now we take another case. Okay, the second case, again we are saying that we are given a non-homogeneous system. Its particular integral will be 1 by operator on x. Okay, where operator is this, and if the second case, if we say the right hand side function, this capital X is a trigonometric function sine or cos, sine of ax plus b or cos of ax plus b. Okay, then what will happen? Okay, so in this case, if we see the derivatives, the second derivative of this capital X. Okay, so if you take second derivative of this, so one derivative will be a cos ax plus b, and then again differentiating, so cos becomes a minus sign and another a, so minus a square sine ax plus b. Okay, and sine ax plus b itself is capital X, so second derivative of x is minus a square of capital X. Okay, either sine or cos. You try with this, you will again get this same result is true. Okay, similarly if we calculate the fourth derivative, it will be a power 4 of capital X. That means minus a square whole square. Okay, so in general d square power n will give if we take d square any nth power. Okay, so that means if n is 1, 2, 3, so d square, d4, d6, d8 derivative of capital X, it will be minus a square power n of capital X, and so that uh, the operator f of d square of capital X will be f of minus a square of capital X whenever x is sine function or cos function. Okay, So if I operate on both sides with the f of d square, 1 by f of d square, then capital X will be 1 by f of d square, f of minus a square x, and f of minus a square is a constant, it goes outside. So I can easily write this as capital X equals to f of minus a square 1 by f d square of capital X. And if f of minus a square is a non-zero number, then I can divide with this also to write that this equation holds. Okay, so 1 over operator on capital X will be 1 over f of minus a square capital X, provided that this denominator is non-zero. Okay, so this result is very similar to exponential part. The difference is that in exponential we put d as a, here we put d square as minus a square, where a is the coefficient of x in sine or cos function. Okay, so if this denominator is non-zero, then 1 by f d square capital X will be 1 by f minus a square capital X. Okay, but if denominator is 0, then the same rule holds that we multiply with the x, take derivative. Okay, again denominator non-zero, it is result. If denominator is 0, then multiply with another x, take another derivative of denominator, and put d square as minus a square. So in general, for a non-homogeneous system where capital X is sine or cos function, then 1 by f d square on capital X is 1 over f of minus a square capital X. That means we put d square as minus a square. If denominator is non-zero, then it is the particular integral. If denominator is 0, then we multiply with x and take derivative of denominator and put d square as minus a square. So same rule that we did in exponential. Okay, provided the new denominator is non-zero. If this is also 0, then we continue, we multiply with another x, take another derivative of denominator and put d square as minus a square. Okay, so this process is continued until we get a non-zero in the denominator here. Okay, so let us take one example for this also. Say find the complete solution of this second order differential equation, non-homogeneous. Okay, right hand side is there. So first we find the complementary function. Characteristic equation is m square minus 1 equal to 0, and so this has root m is equal to 1 and m is equal to minus 1. So immediately we have a complementary function as c1 e power x plus c2 e power minus of x. Okay, it is easy to write from here. Particular integral is 1 by operator, and operator is d square minus 1. Okay, so 1 by d square minus 1 operated on sine of 2x, and method says that if you have sine function of the form sine ax plus b, where a is 2 here, b is 0, so we put d square as minus a square. Okay, a is 2, so minus a square means minus 4. So if we put d square as minus 4, then if this is non-zero number, then we have a particular integral. So if d square is minus 4, it is minus 5. Okay, so minus 1 by 5 sine 2x. Okay, so complete solution is this complementary function plus this particular integral. Okay, so easy to write the last statement. Say we take another example. Say solve this second order non-homogeneous differential equation. Again, first the characteristic equation, which is m square plus 4 equal to 0. Solve this two roots, m is equal to 2i minus 2i complex pair. So in this case, e raised to power ax cos bx plus e raised to power ax sin bx. Okay, so in this case c1 cos 2x plus c2 sin 2x. Okay, so we can easily write the complementary functions c1 cos 2x plus c2 sin 2x. Okay, this is a complex pair. Particular integral will be 1 by d square plus 4 operated on cos 2x. Okay, so 1 by d square plus 4 operated on cos 2x. Again, method says that we have to put d square as minus a square. A is 2, so d square is minus 4, and if we put d square as minus 4, then it will, denominator will be 0. And if denominator is 0, then rule says that we multiply with the x and take derivative of this. Derivative of this will be 2d plus 0. Okay, so it will be x into 1 by 2d of cos 2x. So x time 1 by 2d of cos 2x. So 2 is a constant, goes x by 2 outside, and 1 by d on operated on function, we said in theorem 1 by d is integral. Okay, so 1 by d on cos 2x means integral of cos 2x dx. So integral of this will be sine 2x by 2. So we have a particular integral. So then complete solution is again the complementary function this plus particular integral this. Okay, so we can write the complete solution. So this was second case. Maybe one more example here. Say you are given a second order differential equation which is non-homogeneous with constant coefficient, and we have to find the complete solution of this. So first, the characteristic equation, m square plus 2m plus 3 equal to 0, that will give two roots, so we have a complex pair again. And so complementary function will be e raised to power minus of x into c1 cos root 2x plus c2 sine root 2x. Okay, so we can easily write this e raised to power minus x, e raised to power alpha x, alpha is minus 1, and c1 cos root 2x plus c2 sine root 2x, where it is beta, beta is root 2. Particular integral is 1 over d square plus 2d plus 3 operated on sin x. Okay, so this, and the rule says that we have to put if we have sine or cos, we have to put d square as minus a square. A is 1, so minus a square means minus 1, so we can put d square as minus 1. Okay, so this 2d we cannot substitute, so if you put d square as minus 1, it will be 2d plus 2. Okay, 3 minus 1. Okay, so we can easily write 2d plus 2, which means 1 over 2 times d plus 1 sin x. Now 1 over d plus 1, you have two ways to solve it. One is you can apply theorem 2, which says 1 over d minus a operated on function is exponential integral x into exponential. Okay, theorem 2 you can apply. Or if I multiply divide with d minus 1, okay, then numerator will be d minus 1, and in the denominator it will be a plus b into a minus b, so it becomes a square minus b square, which is d square minus 1. And now by rule it's a sine function, so I can again put d square as minus 1, so denominator becomes minus 2, so it becomes minus 1 by 4, and d minus 1 on sin x, and d means derivative, so derivative of sin x is cos x, and minus 1 into sin x is minus sin x, so easily we have minus 1 by 4 cos x minus sin x. Okay, so this is one way to solve. Other is by theorem 2, you can also solve that, we will get the same result. So, and then complete solution is this complementary function plus this particular integral. Okay, so now I take the case 3. Okay, in case 1 we had exponential, in case 2 we had trigonometric sine cos, now in case 3 we have polynomials. Okay, so the if you have the non-homogeneous differential equation, particular integral is this, and now we say that if capital X right hand side is a polynomial type function, x power m, where m is positive integer, so we have constant number x, x square, x cube, x4, okay, polynomial terms, then how to deal with this? So in this case, the particular integral which is 1 over fd operated on capital X, and capital X is x power m, so it is 1 by operator on polynomial. Okay, so in this case what we have to do is we have to expand this operator using binomial. Okay, so to solve the right hand side, we have to expand this 1 by fd using binomial expansion, which requires that we have to write this fd in the form 1 plus function or 1 minus function. Okay, and to do this, what we have to do is we have to take out the lowest degree term from fd to make it this one. Okay, we have to take the lowest degree term common from the fd function. So whatever is the fd function here, take the lowest degree term outside. Okay, so that will make this 1 plus function or 1 minus function. Okay, and once you have this, you can take this function to numerator, so it will be 1 plus phi d or 1 minus phi d whole inverse, and you can apply binomial. Okay, so when we apply binomial, we have to expand this. It will be an infinite series, but we have to expand this only up to power d power m, because d power m means derivative, mth derivative of this, which will be a constant number, and all other higher derivatives will be exactly 0. Okay, if it is x square, the third derivative will be 0, fourth derivative will be 0, and so on. Okay, if it is x power 10, then 11th derivative of x power 10, 12th derivative of x power 10, and so on, they are all 0. Okay, so we only need to expand this using binomial up to d power m, that means the highest polynomial term present in this system. Okay, and finally this operator, when expanded, we have to just apply or operate this or take derivative of this polynomial, operate term by term. Okay, so that will give us the particular integral. Say for example, we'll see what we mean by this. Say you have to solve this second order non-homogeneous differential equation where right hand side is a polynomial. Okay, x square plus 7x plus 9. Okay, so highest power is x2. Okay, So first, again, complete solution. So first we have to solve the homogeneous, write the characteristic equation, which is m square plus 5m plus 4 equal to 0. Find the two roots. Here roots are minus 1 minus 4. So complementary function is c1 power e power minus x plus c2 e power minus 4x. Okay, so easy to write complementary function now. And now particular integral is 1 by operator. Operator is d square plus 5d plus 4. So 1 over d square plus 5d plus 4 operated on this whole polynomial. Okay, and because of linearity, 1 by operator on sum of function is, so we can write 1 over operator on x square plus 1 over operator on 7x plus 1 over operator on 9, but they are all polynomials, so there is no need to do all these things. We need to use binomial. Okay, so rule says that whatever is the lowest power, lowest degree term, okay, that second degree, first degree in d, and constant. So constant is the lowest degree term here. So take this constant outside. So take 4 common in the denominator. So if I take 4 common, it will be 1 plus d square plus 5d by 4. Okay. So take 4 common and it will be 1 plus d square plus 5d by 4 in the denominator. Take it to numerator, so it becomes inverse operated on this function. Now this is of the form 1 plus 5d whole inverse. Okay, apply binomial, which is 1 plus x whole inverse is 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube and so on. Okay, so here it will be 1 minus this plus its whole square and so on. Okay, so 1 by 4 is this constant. Binomial says this 1 minus the x, which is d square plus 5d by 4 plus its square minus so on. Okay, and we have to take only those terms from here which are up to d square. Okay, because the highest power is x square. D cube when operated on this will be 0, d4 fourth derivative of this will be 0, fifth derivative is 0, so they are of no use, they are exactly 0. So only the constant numbers from here, the first derivative d and second derivative d square. So this is a 1 d square by 4, 5 by 4d, and it is whole square of this, so d square square is d4. Okay, so that will become 0 when applied on this. Similarly, the 2ab term will be d square into 5d, so that will become d cube, that will be of no use. So only term it from this third term will be 25d square by 16, that will be give a number from here when operated on this. And the next term it will be whole cube, so the minimum power will be 3. Okay, derivative 3, so all the terms after this when operated on this will be 0. So this number, these two terms and only one term from here, 25 d square by 16. Okay, so these four terms will give value. Okay, so 1 by 4, this 1 minus d square by 4 plus or minus 5 d by 4, and from here 25 d square by 16. So now this 1 multiplied by this minus 1 by 4 second derivative of this plus minus 5 by 4 first derivative of this, 25 by 16 second derivative of this. Okay, so we can easily solve these derivatives and we can write the solution. So it's a particular integral is calculated. Okay, so I leave this calculation, you can easily take the derivatives here. Okay, so complete solution, again complementary function this plus particular integral this. Okay, so easily we can write the complete solution. Say one more case, which is the fourth case now. So we have done now exponential, trigonometric, polynomial. Now fourth case is when you have product. Okay, so when the right hand side function capital X is product of two functions out of which one is exponential and other is any function of x. So this case is also simple. In this case, the particular integral is 1 over operator on x, and capital X is e power ax into v. So it is 1 by operator on this product, and it says that we can take exponential outside. Okay, this is operated on this. So if exponential goes outside, then we replace d with d plus a, where a is the coefficient in the power of exponential. Okay, so then it becomes e power ax 1 over new operator operated on the v function, whatever is the v function given. Okay, and then if it is exponential, you can apply rule. If it is trigonometric, again you can apply the rule of trigonometric. If it is polynomial, then you can apply the rule of polynomial. Okay, So this is the way we can solve the product of two functions where one of the function is exponential and other can be any function. Say for example we have to find the complete solution of the differential equation this, which is a non-homogeneous fourth order differential equation. So first we have to solve the uh, characteristic equation to find the complementary function. Characteristic equation is m4 minus 1 equal to 0. So it will have four roots. Okay, so m4 minus 1 equal to 0 can be written as this: m square minus 1 into m square plus 1 equal to 0. So it will give roots m is equal to plus 1 minus 1 and plus iota minus iota. Okay, so two real distinct root and one complex pair. Okay, so complementary function will be c1 e power x plus c2 e power minus x because of these two roots, and complex pair, so c3 cos x plus c4 sin x. Okay, so we can easily write this: c1 e power x, c2 e power minus x, two real roots, and c3 cos x plus c4 sin x complex pair root. Okay, particular integral is 1 over operator. Okay, so 1 over d4 minus 1 operated on this. Okay, so 1 over d4 minus 1 operated on e power x cos x. Rule says that if you have product of exponential into any function v is cos x here, then we take exponential outside. Okay, so we write exponential and then replace d with d plus a, where a is the coefficient in the exponential, which is 1 here. Okay, so we replace d with d plus 1. Okay, so d is replaced with d plus 1, and so the denominator can be solved to write this. So it will be exponential into 1 by operator operated on cos x. Okay, now the operator is not operated on exponential, it is outside now. Operator is only operated on the v function, which is cos x, and for cos x we know the rule: d square is to be substituted as minus a square, where a is the coefficient here, which is 1. So d square we have to put minus of 1. So if we put d square as minus 1, so d4 will be plus 1, d square minus 1, so it becomes minus 4d, d square minus 1, so this term becomes minus 6 plus 4d. Okay, so minus 4d plus 4d cancels out, so we have 1 over minus 5, and so minus 1 by 5 exponential cos x. So this will be the particular integral. Okay, and complete solution, as we know now, complementary function plus particular integral. So one more example, say find the complete solution of the differential equation d square plus 4d plus 3 operated on y is equal to e power minus x sin x plus x. So we have a product term here plus a polynomial term here. Okay, so first find the characteristic equation, which is m square plus 4m plus 3 equal to 0. Okay, it will be two roots. Okay, so m value is minus 1 and minus 3, real and distinct. So complementary function is c1 e power minus x plus c2 e power minus 3x. Okay, particular integral is 1 y operator, so 1 by d square plus 4d plus 3 operated on the right hand side this whole term. Okay, bilinearity, 1 by operator on this first plus 1 by operator on this second. Okay, polynomial. So for polynomial we have to apply the polynomial rule, for this product we have to apply the product rule. So for this it says that take the exponential outside, replace d with d plus a is minus 1, so replace d with d minus 1. Okay, and for polynomial take the lowest power term outside, which is 3, take 3 outside and then expand with binomial. Okay, so exponential outside, d replaced with d minus 1. Okay, now this operator will be operated on sin x. Okay, and here 3 taken common. Now take this to numerator and expand with binomial only up to term d, because derivative of x will be 1 and second derivative, third derivative, they will be all 0. Okay, so first solve this denominator to write it in simpler form. Okay, so it will be exponential, this is d square minus 2d plus 4d will be 2d, and plus 1 plus 3 4 minus 4, so no constant term here, and 1 by 3 this goes to numerator, it is to be expanded. In trigonometric case we have to put d square as minus a square, so d square will be substituted as minus 1, so it will become 1 by 2d minus 1, and this will be 1 minus 4d by 3. Rest, this d square term will not come because second derivative of this is 0, and other terms derivative will also be 0 when operated on this. Okay, so it is 1 by 2d minus 1 on this and 1 minus 4 by 3d on this. So this is 1 time x is x, 4 by 3 derivative of x is 1. Okay, so this is easy to solve. On this side it is sin x. For this we have no rule now, so either you apply theorem 2 okay, or you can multiply with 2d plus 1 and divide with 2d plus 1 to write denominator in d square. Okay, so we multiply with 2d plus 1, divide with 2d plus 1, so denominator becomes 4d square minus 1. Now we can apply the rule that d square is to be put as minus 1 in denominator. Okay, so d square is minus 1, so that denominator become minus 5. Okay, so minus 1 by 5 exponential, and 2d plus 1 can be operated on sin x, so derivative of sin x and plus 1 times sin x, so 2 cos x plus sin x. Okay, and this part is simple. Okay, finally complete solution is this complementary function plus this particular integral. Okay, so that will be the general solution. Now one final case in this is uh, when the right hand side x is any other function of x. That means the first four cases are not there. Okay, when exponential, trigonometric sine cos, polynomial, or product of function where one is exponential, this is not true, any other thing is there, then this fifth case can be applied. Okay, or if you do not want to apply any of the first four cases, then this fifth case is applicable. Okay, to the first four cases also. It says that resolve the operator, this denominator fd, into linear factor and use partial fraction. Okay, so this is a indeed is a polynomial. So if we find the linear factors of this and use partial fraction, then 1 by operator can be written as some constant by linear factor plus another constant by linear factor plus so on constant by linear factor, and this all operated on capital X. Okay, and so by linearity, first operator on capital X plus second operator on capital X plus so on last operator on capital X. Okay, and then we know the theorem we did today, that 1 over linear operator on X. Okay, so this theorem I am writing this statement here again, that 1 over d minus a when operated on x, it is e power ax integral e power minus ax capital X dx. Okay, so this each term is similar. Okay, a1 is a constant, so 1 over d minus m1 on capital X, so we can apply this rule. Similarly 1 over d minus m2 on capital X, so again we can apply this rule. Okay, and so on the last term. Okay, so we can solve the right hand side easily by using this second theorem that we did. Okay, so this is exponential integral exponential of capital X plus similarly second plus so on last. Okay, so we can solve these integrals and that will be the solution of the particular integral of this non-homogeneous system. And once we have particular integral and we have complementary function, we can write the general solution. Okay, so this method is general one and can therefore be employed to obtain a particular integral in any given case. Okay, wherever you can find these linear factors. Okay, say for example, find the complete solution of the differential equation where it's a second order differential equation which is non-homogeneous because right hand side is there. So first we have to find complementary function. For that, characteristic equation which is m square plus 30m plus 2 equal to 0, so it will have two roots. So we have roots m is equal to minus 1 minus 2 real and distinct, so we can write complementary function c1 e power minus of x plus c2 e power minus 2x. Okay, so easy to write this. So particular integral is 1 by operator on the right hand side. Okay, so 1 by operator 1 over d square plus 3d plus 2 applied on e power x. Okay, so it is not a simple exponential, is exponential power exponential. Okay, so case 1 is not applicable, 2 is not applicable, 3 is not applicable, 4 is not applicable. Okay, so what we have to do is find the linear factors of denominator, and it is not difficult to find because you have already solved the polynomial equation here. So these roots, because this equation is written replacing d with them. Okay, so linear factor is nothing but this. Okay, so d plus 1 into d plus 2. Okay, from here, so linear factor is d plus 1 into d plus 2. That's where we have find these roots. Okay, so we can apply a partial fraction. Okay, so once you apply partial fraction, you already know how to do this, so I'm not going into detail. Okay, so first operator on exponential minus second operator on exponential, so we can separate them, and then we can apply theorem. Okay, on first, and we can apply theorem on second. Okay, so e power minus x integral e power x e power x dx, and similarly the second. And now we can solve this. If we put e power of x as t, then e power x dx is dt. Okay, so it is integral of e power t dt, and then we can back substitute. Similarly here e power x is t, so e power x dx is dt, so it will be integral of t e power t dt. So you can integrate by parts and then back substitute. Okay, so easy to solve this, so I'm writing the solution directly. Okay, so solution is e power minus 2x e power x. So you have complementary function, you have particular integral, complete solution is sum of these two. Okay, so this was about solving the non-homogeneous differential equation with constant coefficients. Okay, in the next lecture we'll talk about Cauchy-Euler differential equations and Legendre differential equations. Have a good